Father's Day from,
Oh, yeah. So tell us real quick, I don't want to take too much time, but give us like the short version of your Father's Day. This was an interesting story.
Can I say the HE double hockey sticks on here? Am I allowed to say that?
I believe so. I mean, that's FCC compliant.
Okay, so if that is the case, I'll say it was Father's Day from Hell.
Yeah, that's fine.
WWE does have a pay-per-view called Hell in a Cell.
Well, it's FFC compliant. Like, there's 7 dirty words in television you can't say, and that's not one of them. So, thankfully, you definitely just said it anyway. It wouldn't have mattered.
Yes, but I got approval from you. So
yeah.
Anyway, so we go out on our family boat, which has broken down a lot over the years. And the engines break down. We have to call the Coast Guard. Our family friends are out, so they have to race in and pick us up. My dad stayed on our boat while my mom and I went on our family friend's boat. And then it started to downpour. It felt like a monsoon. So that was fun. And then after that, coming home, we got stuck in a traffic jam for almost an hour.
Sounds like you had a great time.
No.
How about you, boy? Did you do anything over the weekend?
Well, I worked both my gigs. Last shift in the morning. Straight from there, I went to the airport and bartended. And that was my first day back in a year. And I got my bus ticket.
Oh, wait, you said you went bartending?
Yeah, I bartend at Canadian in the airport.
Oh, that's what's up. I didn't know you bartended.
Oh, yeah.
How is she like Lashley doing?
Oh, pretty good. Expanding, doing great. Just got some new merchandise. You see the girls with a two-piece outfit. So I can take them out from the short, just order that in. People pre-order. So
we haven't talked about this business a whole lot. This is like pretty much your side hustle.
Well, it's more so my life now.
Because I remember, like you said, you were kind of describing it when you were talking about like Corona and your kids and stuff.
Oh yeah, so it was a side hustle that I started during the time that I was laid off from my job. But I actually started a business, got an LLC, so now it's my life's work right now. So I kind of put in before everything, and I love it. It's not a job.
Right on. Yeah. Well, I had a pretty normal. It felt like it flew by. Like honestly, can't believe we're already in the 4th week of this 4th plot. We're literally after this week, we're going to be halfway done with our beginning program at school.
The song's halfway there.
It doesn't feel like it's been halfway though, does it? At least it doesn't.
No, it seems like we still like just started. Like
yeah, and we've been doing this show. Well, it feels like the second or third. It was the 3rd week because this is the 4th week. That's right. Because this is the 12th episode. This is episode 12.
But I recently joined in.
You've been on for a few episodes now.
Yeah, but you and Poison are like the family members.
And I can say I do. I apologize for being absent. Recently for I say that 4 weeks all together, like every other week type of thing. I do apologize about that.
Yeah, well, at least we had Josh here still.
Yeah, you guys.
I will be
company.
Yes, I will unfortunately be out of town next week, so you will not see me on the show.
Well, we do this show every Tuesday at 3 o'clock usually, if I can get us on in time. Oh, yeah, that was a few minutes off of that flow.
And I think we started at like 3:04, so you're good.
I've been recording the video off the webcam, putting that up on YouTube right after, so please make sure to check that out. That is on our our Facebook page. You can find with FlipU216. I got so many shows going on, like I get confused. I gotta make sure I'm saying the right one before I say it. And you can also find those on my YouTube. You can find Kramer Radio and Production.
You've been doing well with your YouTube channel. I've checked out your videos.
Yeah, I mean I've gotten some decent views.
Yeah.
I could use more, so definitely go check that out and hit up our Facebook. But in the meantime, now we're through all the pleasantries and the niceties, let's get into where we kind of left off last week, which is Josh said he had some riddles for me to start.
Yeah.
It's kind of the trivia part of this.
Yeah. So Poison, you can join in on this too. But typically with riddles, it's like, you start with a question, like, I'm trying to think of a good example off the top of my head. But typically with a riddle, you give a question, and then the other person has to figure it out. These are the riddles I'm about to give you are not that type of riddle. I'm going to keep telling you, like, this person likes this, but he doesn't like this. You have to try and figure out what the connection is between what he likes and what he doesn't like, and give me an example, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
So just go ahead and try one, because I always get confused when people try to explain things. I'd rather
I was gonna say, you go first, River.
just shoot the question.
Okay, so there's this guy Greg, right?
All right, well, Greg.
I'm just making pulling out some names for
My best friend Greg. Cool.
yes, and he likes coffee, but he doesn't like tea.
Well, Greg sounds like a little whippy, but okay.
Okay, he likes phones, but he doesn't like television.
Coffee, you said coffee but not tea?
Yes,
Phones but not television.
yes. Do you think have you figured out what he likes and what he doesn't like? Coffee. Either of you can answer.
I have.
You want to try giving one, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
I have no clue.
You don't want to just throw.
Well, give us the
Because
answer.
they're similar.
Because I don't have an idea
The
of
things that you're saying,
well, I
you don't
can't-
want is too similar.
I can't give you an answer. Like, you have to figure out what he likes and what he doesn't like. That's the whole point of this riddle.
But I don't know Greg. Who's Greg?
Just a random
Our named Greg likes shampoo, but he doesn't like conditioner. Does that work?
I tried to think of the spell.
I think Greg likes toothpaste, but he doesn't use a toothbrush.
He does not like toothpaste, so you are incorrect.
I have no clue.
All right, let's keep going. He likes Mars, but he doesn't like Jupiter. He likes Venus, but he doesn't like Earth.
Is Greg a Martian?
Again, there must be a Greg somewhere, but
I'm sure there's a Greg somewhere.
it's just a random name I pulled out of my butt. Which he likes hands, but he doesn't like feet. Yes. I'm trying to think. He does not like stairs. He does not like escalators, and he doesn't like elevators.
I'm checking my phone to see if my girlfriend has sent me an answer. She is not. So even she definitely is listening. If she knew, she would have sent an answer.
So I'm really stumping
I
you
got
guys.
the trivia king from our other show, James, out in the hallway listening, and he's looking at me confused.
Do you have a guess on it?
I think you pretty much stumped him.
You don't have a guess on what he likes and what he doesn't like?
I don't know.
Just throw out a guess.
I threw out multiple guesses.
Okay.
So does he like pencils, but he don't like pens?
You like both of those.
Oh,
Oh,
I cannot break out.
But I honestly do not.
All right.
I don't feel like more examples. Like, is it?
You want me to give you a hint?
Just give me the answer at this point.
Because, okay, what you started with, he likes coffee but doesn't like tea. It's caffeine in both of them. So, it's like, what is the difference?
I mean, one's
That's
black, one's kind of tan.
okay.
Okay, what was the second one again?
I'm already. I got them all.
He likes drums, but he doesn't like guitar. He likes music, but not sports.
Yeah, we're getting up against a commercial break, so you're gonna have to give me the answer.
Come on, why do I have to just give away the answer?
Because we got.
Here's your first hint. It has to do with the spelling of the word.
All right, well, we'll think about that, but you better give us the answer before the end of the show.
I will.
And real quick, like, this is what I think of when I think of a riddle. What does come down but never goes up?
Well, there are different kinds of riddles.
Well, what's the answer to that? What does come down but never goes up?
Gravity?
Rain.
Oh,
I was just about to say that.
See, that's my thought on it.
yeah.
Oh well, we'll keep thinking about that. And my girlfriend said she did it here, so we'll have to get her make a quick refresher when we get back. And we're gonna get a commercial break, and I'm gonna play some local music. The band is Avarice. The song is Ground, and then we'll be right back with some U.S. news, including a Juneteenth story I have, and also some Alton Brown stuff. That's apparently Josh's guy. So hang around.
Thank you, Josh, for stressing me out. Getting me anxiety.
Dang, I didn't realize I was stumping you guys that much.
I was stumped. I'm still stumped.
I'm doing okay.
And here comes James. Yep. I love doing this trail. It takes people forever to figure it out. It's so much fun. Yes.
Hands but not feet.
Hands but not feet.
He said Mars but not Jupiter.
Correct. He likes Uranus but not Neptune.
He said Venus but not Earth.
Yep. Venus but not Earth.
Is it like
He does not like stairs, he does not like escalators, and he does not like elevators. He likes drums, but not guitars. He likes cars, but not trucks. He likes Dr. Pepper, but not Sprite. Dang, I didn't realize I would stump you this much. I don't remember where I learned this drill, but it stuck with me, and I love telling it to people. I did it with my campers one summer, and they loved it. I'll tell you guys the answer by the end of the show. Maybe I'll, in between segments, I'll, throw in another one and see if you guys can answer. You're looks like I've turned the tables on you. This is just a different breed of riddle than what you think of. Don't look it up. I wasn't on my book. Okay, I must have screwed something up with my LinkedIn. Everybody saying, congrats on finishing up at OMS. I'm like, I'm not done. I don't know if it's how I put it out. I fuck.
Got a 30-second one.
He likes Mercury, but not Jupiter. I didn't think I would stump you guys this much. Wow.
Mike's coming back on. Hello and welcome back with you.
You guys are really stumped by that.
Yeah, we got stumped. We like to do trivia to start the show every week, and I usually have been the Kramer quiz master, so
I wanted to give him a name for
He likes coffee, but he doesn't like tea.
Yes.
Give us like one or two more.
He likes Mercury, but he doesn't like Earth. He likes Venus, but he doesn't like Jupiter. He likes Mars, but he doesn't like Saturn.
I know my girlfriend's listening, so I want to know if she can think of anything. This would be a great time to have a call-in number.
Yeah, I wish he had a call-in for this situation. But keep trying to figure it out.
Okay. He likes apples and he don't like bananas.
He likes both of those.
Oh, goodness.
Well, while we're thinking about that, I want to jump quick into some U.S. news. And Josh, you wanted to kind of discuss how Juneteenth was made a national holiday or it happened like what, Thursday officially?
Yeah, I think.
It was like it was the 2 or 3 days before the actual day of.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I thought the timing of the whole thing was very interesting. I get why it was made into a holiday, and it makes sense. I'm just confused about the whole thing, because
Do you not know what it's for?
I know it has something to do with the end of slavery and Lincoln delivering the
Emancipation Proclamation.
Yes. Doesn't it? I'm on the right path.
I believe so. Do you know, Poison?
Well, yeah, it pretty much sums up the end of slavery. It actually, okay, because you know for the longest time that there was still slavery in certain states.
Yeah.
So overall, this holiday represents, the whole thing about African Americans being Americans like itself, like, because we're still Americans. And that's why, someone asked me, okay, well, what is the color to the holiday? It's still red, white, and blue because we're still Americans.
That's interesting, because on backgrounds I was seeing, I can pull up a picture on my phone. I was seeing it would say Juneteenth, and it wouldn't be red, white, and blue behind it. It would be green, let me see if I can pull up a picture.
African colors or
It
It was something like that. It might have been African color.
The culture for people of color is so large, it encompasses so many things, because you do have people who have lived over here for generations, but then you have, some more recent immigrants. It all depends on who you are, probably.
So I mean, something like that,
okay. Well, because that is technically, that's the...
Or you have something like that.
African colors for, way back.
Right.
The only thing I was wondering about it is I had read something over the weekend, somebody saying that what it actually celebrates was the day that the last family found out that slavery was over. Because, in the 1800s, it wasn't like you just got on a TV channel or the internet and said something. It was because news used to, originate in New York, so it would take forever to get to the west side of the country. But anyways, I had heard that over the weekend. I didn't know if that was true or not. But I knew it had
That one I haven't heard.
I knew it was along those lines.
Do you guys think it's interesting that this holiday was made now?
I thought the timing was interesting, just because I thought, if anything, why not a couple months ago?
Right.
Because it was a bank holiday, so it felt like it just didn't give people a lot of time to prepare. I'm not sure, the way the world is now, a bank holiday doesn't really affect people all that much.
Right.
But it could in certain situations.
I feel, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this holiday is more the creation, I should say. It's, creation of a holiday, of this holiday.
The recognition of it federally.
Yes, thank you. Is more significant, not just because of, everything that's happened with George Floyd and all the others, which may they rest in peace. They should not have lost their lives in the way they did. I know there's countless others, but again, George Floyd, I would say, is the most prominent of those. So that's why I'm saying it's interesting that Juneteenth is now being recognized as a federal.
Well, okay, so with that, them recognizing it, yes.
You understand what I'm saying.
But
federally recognized, because it's been
Right.
celebrated for a long time.
And I don't, and trust me, I did not mean to sound like stereotypical or racist.
Hey, you know what, this stuff, you don't know it unless we talk about it.
Right.
So that's kind of my idea.
Exactly.
Get it out in the open. And along that same idea, right, I have this story here, and I was curious, because we have boys in here, and just to have a different perspective on this story.
I like that you're here, because you do add a different perspective.
Well, and you know, the show's called Split View, we all have different perspectives.
Exactly.
But for this story particularly, there's some people, and there were some people of color, I felt, saying that felt like the fact that they made this holiday was kind of like something showy. They did it for show more than, it wasn't like something that serious change from the government. And I saw this story, and there was like a lot of little ones about things that were offensive that happened over the weekend. And this was one that caught my eye. It was at Atlanta IKEA, and Juneteenth menu there has angered the people. Okay? Juneteenth menu at IKEA. So a menu that the manager of the IKEA store said was meant to honor Juneteenth has instead angered many people. Many didn't even show up for work on Saturday, and some have even thought about quitting. The manager is now apologizing. The CBS affiliate sent an email on Friday that said the special menu for customers and employees was one way to honor the perseverance of Black Americans and acknowledge the progress yet to be made. But the menu was said to include items such as fried chicken,
And
watermelon. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the typical, because I knew nothing about it, but that's the typical stereotype for associating food with black.
So I'm not bringing that up because, like, to honor that dude or anything. The reason I'm bringing it up is because I feel like that's a good way to highlight, like, how a lot of people who are ignorant of what it's actually about, or just that culture in general, are going to do dumb things like that.
Right.
Yeah, because I think that he knew exactly what he was doing. Before you even got that out, I already knew what it was. The whole time you were reading it, I just didn't want to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I already knew what it was going to be. But yeah, that's the oldest stereotype of, associated black people with barbecues and all that type of
Right.
stuff. So it's like
So-
he knew what he was doing.
So I understand some of the stereotypes that are connected to blacks or African Americans. I mean, sometimes I get confused about what the correct term is, understandably. But because you hear
it
both,
depends
so
on-
I get confused.
So the term that would be correct for, no offense to you, but for Caucasians to use is
Okay.
black saying black folks or black is kind of offensive because it goes beyond us. It's part of history. It's
Right.
for all of us. So
You
that
can
is-
kind of understand how I get confused.
Yeah. And then it's just like this generation, there's a lot of stuff that even in our classrooms, there's a lot of stuff that they are not teaching. And then your parents are not touching based on it.
Right.
So it's just like you don't know, so you can't
Right.
blame someone for what they don't know.
Because, like, when I took, like, U.S. history classes in college and high school, I heard both the term black and I heard the term African American. And I never, maybe I'm wrong, but I never really heard, like, this one's the more politically correct.
Yeah,
Versus
African
the other one.
Americans would be more correct to say. But I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't say, oh, that like white people were.
Mm-hmm.
The thing of it is, I always kind of noticed it seems like it depends on what generation you are too.
Yeah,
Right.
and
Because me
how
being
you're saying.
And me being an 80s and 90s baby, that was a normal term back
Right.
then. I still don't try to use it when I catch it, but sometimes it comes out of my mouth without thinking about it.
Right.
Now, more recently, like the younger kids seem to know better than that. And it is, like you said, a matter of education. And so when I see a story like this, like I just said, I wonder, like, this is where they need to start bringing some kind of more education. And they need to have a Juneteenth curriculum or something so that if there's not issues like this.
Right.
Absolutely. And may I just say, so I have a child.
Yeah, and then I had something to say, but I'll let you go first.
And we're lighter skin. We're black, but we're what they would call like. I don't think I'm white skin. I think I'm more like a brown, whatever. But yeah, my son, he says, "Oh, we're white." Like no, because we like it comes from different shades. So he's like, "No, we're white," and I have to correct him.
watch comedians like Kevin Hart and Jeff Dunham. He's one of my favorite comedians. But the comedian I want to talk about is Gabriel Iglesias. Look, he did a skit with one of his friends called, I don't know if you've heard about it, the Racist Gift Basket. But it was
heard of it either, and I like it.
It was all completely a joke. He's not a racist by any means, but.
Are you talking about Gabriel Iglesias?
Yeah.
Is he Hawaiian or is he?
I think he's Mexican. Okay. But he's not racist. He's not, like, he doesn't hate black people or anything like that. Not that I know. But he played a joke with another one of his comedian friends on a black comedian where he put together like this racist gift basket. He got all like the stereotypical thing. And it was just funny, but in a comedic way.
So is there like a question there?
Yeah. So, like, you brought up watermelon earlier and the stereotype of black people, and they added that to the gift basket. I don't understand that. Like, why is watermelon a stereotype of African American? Because I legitimately do not know.
Yeah, because a lot of African American people.
And a lot of people eat watermelon, but I always felt like it was a southern thing too, kind of watermelon, and because that was more of a racist area, the South, that's why that kind of became a big deal.
I did not know that.
I mean, that's just common, like me putting two things together. I don't know that for sure.
Right.
And this is a good conversation. So we're going a little late. I didn't want to cut us off. We do got to hit a commercial break. But if people listening to this or watching it later on want to drop comments in the comment box, please do, because we can bring this up in another show as well. This is a fun conversation. And we actually still had another story I want to get to when we get back. So we're going to take one more quick break, and we have actually a few more quick breaks. One more for now, and we are going to be playing Prince Pop Say So, and we'll be right back after just that 3-minute song. So make sure you hang around.
So your fun fact, there's actually yellow watermelon stuff. The girl's naturally yellow.
Okay. Here's the video of it. It's a whole, I don't know if we can play the whole thing, because it's like really long. It's like 15 minutes. But it's funny. And he completely meant it as a joke. Because
years ago that never made it to a 1-hour special. And the cool part about the story is that it now has a different ending. The story is called The Gift Basket.
people love this show, because it's just so fun. How you can meet. Martine Flanders.
Start like that. Martine and I are scheduled to perform in Northern California. Usually we fly, but this particular day I was having a problem with Southwest Airlines. They wanted me to pay for an extra seat for someone who wasn't traveling with me. Take your time, you'll figure it out. Anyway, I tell Martine I'm not paying for an extra seat. I'm just driving 6 hours. So we had a 3 hours on the drive.
I can jump ahead if you want.
Wait, so what is this on? That I can go back and watch it later?
It's on his YouTube channel. Yes, it was for G Rival. You tell me when we're about to come back and I'll take a
Well,
call.
anyway, there's a thing that has to get better tomorrow, and I'm sitting next to the fried chicken. Here's where it gets interesting. Employees of the store find out what we're doing, and they start volunteering to help us finish the basket. Half of the employees were black, which made it so much more accurate.
That's like 30 seconds.
I love that the stocking shelf.
It's fun. It's fun.
Okay, so yeah, I could just Google it.
Yeah.
That's the part.
I got realized I found it fun.
Mike's coming out.
You want me to give you another?
Mike saw it, buddy. Oh well. You blew it now.
You blew it.
Okay.
Isn't that a thing for Battle Stamper?
Yep.
What movie though?
I don't remember. Adam Sandler has so many good movies. Me and my girlfriend are fighting for it.
You blew it.
But okay, you said you have another one, another clue. Okay.
I'm trying to think.
On this ongoing riddle that nobody can figure out.
He likes sound, but not light. James in the other room in Allsworth, Cleveland, says he has it figured out.
Well, that doesn't help me over here in North Coast Underground. And I just dropped my mic.
You literally did a mic drop.
Literally. Anyways, while I'm figuring this out,
Technical difficulty.
while I'm figuring this out, you said you had a story about Alton Brown, right?
Yeah. So
Do it.
he's going to be coming back to Chop to, make the basket. You ever watched the show Chop before?
No, but I heard of it.
It's hosted by Ted Allen. There's 3 judges and there's 3 rounds. And there are mystery baskets with a variety of ingredients. Like I see horse uterus be an ingredient on there, and nutria, which is giant swamp rat. Yes. And they've had to work with Rocky Mountain oyster, which are how do I say this?
Pool members.
Yes, bull male parts. Is that you good over there?
I'm trying to fix this mic.
Anyway, so Alton Brown's gonna be coming in. This is his second time on the show, and he's gonna be doing messing with the baskets and manipulating them to be the way ingredients that he wants to put in there. It's a lot of fun. I love when Chop does this, where they bring in a guest judge, and that guest judge gets to change the rules of the show.
And this is your kind of show, isn't it? Because you're always wanting to talk reality food.
Reality food.
That's what it is, reality food TV.
I never heard the term reality food before.
Well, it's a reality show, and they're talking about food, right?
By the way, he likes food, but he doesn't like reality.
Who?
Greg.
I didn't even know who we were talking about. My mic is literally falling apart in the middle of this broadcast. I am not having, and Poison's over there laughing at me.
If we had a blooper reel right now, that would be awesome.
Anyway, I'm not even gonna touch it.
But this is the second, as I said, this is the second time Alton Brown will be on the show Chopped, and this is the second time he's going to be messing with the basket. The first time, I think one of the ingredients the chefs had to work with was tarantula. In the dessert round.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few messed up things on some of those shows.
So, I just think that's a really fun story that I wanted to discuss. Because you and I had, before I joined Splitview, you and I did that game show.
Yeah, that was the second week of school.
Yeah, you and I did that really fun game show podcast, which people really seem to enjoy.
Yeah, do you ever watch any game shows?
I used to. That's just they won't watch the TV.
About the only game show I think I would still watch, pretty religiously. But I like, what is it, the Guy Fieri show.
Guys Grocery Game?
Yeah, Guys Grocery Games, I like that, but I also like, the one with the cases,
Oh, Deal or No Deal.
Deal or No Deal.
Howie Mandel.
Yeah, that I've always enjoyed.
Deal or No Deal.
Speaking about some interesting cases, I got this story here where over in Euclid, they're going to be opening this 1956 time capsule. And anytime I find a time capsule story, I think they're kind of cool. I'm a history.
Yeah,
So-
hey, I would say I'm a history dork, but before you get into the main story, have you ever buried a time capsule? Because I can't say I have.
No, I never have.
Have you?
I mean, like, when I first heard about it when I was a kid, I definitely, like, wanted to. And I remember talking with my stepdad about, like, the idea of putting something, like, in a shoebox or something. But, you know, to actually have it last the test of time, it'd have to be something a little bit better than that.
I wanted to open one, never thought about that.
What is the overall plan? Like, burying a time capsule?
I mean, you bury a time capsule and you put various pieces of, like, say, newspaper stories or a list of, like, prices of stuff and maybe famous people and different stuff like that all in a box. You bury it, and the thought is that maybe 50, 100, maybe even 500 years from now, it might be a whole other civilization. Who knows what's going on in the world, but they'll find that box and it can tell them something about, you know, we were here.
Huh. I wonder what time capsules look like for, these past 4 years with, President 45 in office and COVID and all the racial injustice that's happened.
You know, it'd be kind of interesting. I just thought, like, we should find a way to do one for the school.
Huh.
Like a broadcast.
That would be fun.
Because, you know, that stuff changes, like, every 10 years. Even one from 10 years ago would have been way different.
Yeah.
10 years ago, this school wasn't doing all this social media stuff.
Right.
The streaming. I had friends that came to this school, and it was really just a radio school back then. So a lot has changed.
There
But
was a graduate that came, just last week, or no, the week before, and he walked in, he was like, whoa, that wasn't like that, that was like that. They was like, you still ripped off, huh? He said, yeah, I do.
so if you're somebody who's thinking of coming to this school, now's the time.
But anyway, getting back to your main story.
Yeah, so on Tuesday at 4, they're saying this time capsule, but today actually at 4 o'clock, they're taking this time capsule and they're opening over at the Euclid Historical Society. They say the box was found in April of this year, so they didn't even know it was there until then. The city demolished the former Euclid YMCA, and they had the box hidden inside the building's cornerstone, which is something I've actually heard a few times. That's something people like to do. Apparently this has been like something people have had an urban legend about. There's been talk about this Navy being there, but they never knew for sure. Well, now they found it, and they're going to open it today. So now next week we'll have to actually look and see what they found inside it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to see.
No, I'm not either.
I don't know.
I can't. I have a pickleball.
No, but it does make me curious. Like, what do you think is in there from 1956? Who knows? Maybe like an Elvis record.
Yeah.
When it's from the Historical Society, so it's probably going to be like historical stuff.
Something from like whoever, I don't remember.
Who was president? Would have been like Eisenhower.
Who was president?
I think Eisenhower. But that was before Kennedy.
Right. Was it before? It was definitely before Teddy, right? Or was Teddy after?
We could definitely look it up, but instead of doing that, somebody knows the answer, drop it in the comments.
Yeah.
Moving on to this next story real quick before we gotta hit a break. I saw this story that made me think of, Josh, you kind of talked about this on this show and our other show a few times, having issues with the noises people make when they're celebrating a holiday.
Oh yeah, I talked about this on our show for All Sports Cleveland last week.
Well, there was a story out of Cleveland where the Cleveland Division of Police is giving an annual reminder to residents that celebratory gunfire is still illegal, and residents should leave their fireworks to the experts.
Okay, the only type of like ceremonial gunshot I know of is like at the start of a race when they like shoot the pistol, like tell those runners to go, or like during the national anthem or whatever they give 21. I think it's called the 21 gun salute. Yeah, those are the only two like ceremonial gun.
Oh man, there's people shooting guns off every holiday.
I know for the 4th of July.
I mean, they do around my area too. I live out in the country.
Yeah.
So they're out there by their barn shooting off like shotguns and stuff. And it all depends on where you're at. I'm sure the neighborhood you're at probably doesn't have that, Josh, but definitely I've experienced that. And they say in this story, celebratory gunfire is not only illegal, it is of course extremely dangerous. I don't know why I have to remind people that, but
Yeah, I would hope people.
well, they go on to say, what goes up must come down. Anyone found to be discharging a firearm within city limits can be arrested.
Makes sense.
Again, I feel like that's all common sense.
Yeah, that's not all sounds self-explanatory. And just to touch on this whole thing, I do have a mild case of Asperger's, which means I'm on the lower end of the autism spectrum. I'm not the prototypical autistic kid. I don't even know if that's the right way of saying it, but hopefully you understand what I'm going for. But with that comes a couple things. Like, first, when you're say a joke to me, or
So when somebody's telling you a joke, you mean,
yeah, or if somebody says oh, you're not gonna be here next week, the show just sounds better without you.
gotcha. Like a playful, but kind of poking at you a little
Right,
bit.
sometimes that irritates me because I'm not always able to differentiate whether you're saying it in a playful way or if you're actually if you actually mean it, in an insult or
Makes sense.
But more for this is I can't handle pyrotechnics. Fourth of July, I have anxiety all day, literally all day because of the fireworks.
It'll be going on all day, but they do say at the end of this that you can anonymously report anything you hear if you want to do that by texting 2657. Not that it's probably going to do any help the day of, though. I mean, what are they going to do? They're not going to get to everybody.
Right.
But I just saw that and thought,
right. I have come up with solutions. When I go to Browns games or Indians games, now I feel better about staying in my seat and dealing with the fireworks, but not always. There are times where I'm nope, I'm getting, and I get up and walk away, go to the main concourse area, or just go to the bathroom just to get away from everything.
So, real quick, Winston, you have kids. Have you brought them out to fireworks? All of them so far?
No, never actually. So I don't feel bad. I hate the sound of fireworks.
Yeah.
I hate any loud noise. I
Why
hate
would I feel bad?
Josh hates them too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the same way. So
Right.
I don't feel bad.
I'm
about
saying
that.
you don't feel bad about not liking them because of
Oh,
other people that
Now I get what you're saying.
that doesn't like them as well.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering because of when I was a kid, my parents brought me there, and I remember crying at 4 or 5 years old, and they would just say, "No, it's fine, tough enough." But yeah, a lot of kids don't like that noise. It's
Right.
loud, scary noise.
Right.
They've definitely seen fireworks. They did it in front of a house before. Well, other people, of course, they just happen to be over somebody's house, get in the middle of the street and stuff like that. So they've seen it. My younger kids, they cry about it. So I don't take them to go out.
Right. The thing with me is, this is when I was younger, I would even have on noise canceling headphones. And that still didn't help. I would still, burst out crying.
Well, make sure you don't have your noise canceling headphones on if you're listening, because we are going to be back in just a minute. How's that?
Yeah, I
We're
like
going to be
that.
back in just a few minutes. We have a song playing, one more song. The show is Billy Morris and the Sunset Strip, dressed up like a millionaire. Are you guys dressed up like a millionaire? I think you are. But yeah, it's a 3-minute song. We'll be right back on the other side of that to finish up today's show. Hang around.
You will find out the answer to the riddle.
Oh, yeah, and people should go.
Seriously, I thought the only time people do that was at the start of a race or a 21 gun race.
Yeah, I used to run track, so I don't know about the street. Even I guess the first races and stuff like that.
Oh, I gotta look up horoscopes real quick because I tried to look them up on the computer.
You have any guesses about that, Raylo, or no?
Kind of like 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
You will find out the answer, don't worry. And then I have a second one for next week. That's similar to this one.
Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council. Welcome back to Split View with Kramer and Josh.
Poison tier 2. Poison tier 2.
Hello and welcome back. So, Josh, it is that time.
I have to reveal the answer now?
Yeah, we don't have that much time left.
You guys don't have any guesses on what this mystery person lives or doesn't live.
I have not a single.
Just take one swing at it.
I took swings at it.
One more time.
I think he likes soap,
Okay?
but not water.
Soap but not water.
I think he's a dirty guy.
That is actually correct. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, but you know why? I have no clue. Okay. Think you can do another one?
Yeah.
You got one?
You like popcorn, but not chips?
He likes both popcorn and chips.
Yep. Yeah, I don't have that anymore.
We're about to move on, so drop it.
Alright, so he likes things that don't have the letter T in them.
That's just, I could have got there eventually, probably, but that's too much thinking. Especially right in the middle of the show.
And just one letter finish.
To me, that really did.
That's how I learned it.
You never thought that.
Oh, I have another riddle that tested that will
Well, save that because we'll get to it. Another show.
probably next week.
But getting
Or
into
not next week.
this
the
week's
after.
getting into this week's horoscope, if I could ever get to it. Scorpio this month, or this week, sorry, from, gosh, got me all thrown off.
You're welcome.
June 21st to June 27th for Scorpio. Jealous feelings are par for the course when you're a Scorpio. For the past 3 weeks, it's been darn near impossible, doesn't say darn, to hijack your brain from the grip of the green-eyed monster. For this, you can blame Mercury, that silly planet. Since May 29th, the mind-controlling planet's been retrograding through Gemini and your possessive 8th house. So I guess I've been a jerk the past couple weeks.
You have 8 houses?
I think I guess it all.
Okay.
8 planetary houses. I really don't understand what some of that means, but like the basic stuff has really been right on, especially from this website. I do got to give them that. We've been using AstroStyle for a few months now, and I feel like they've been getting pretty dead on. Let's see what we have for Josh. All right, Aquarius, right?
Yes.
Aquarius for this week. Come out wherever you are. This Tuesday, Mercury wraps up. Mercury again. Aggravated 3-week retrograde in Gemini that may have dimmed your flow. But the house lights flip on again starting Tuesday, and with Mercury powering forward through this fame and romance-fueling zone, you'll bask in it shamelessly. Find little ways to treat yourself, adding flashy yet tasteful touches to your wardrobe. Now you can radically alter your hair color or length and book an appointment with that tattoo artist you've been stalking on Instagram. What do you think, guys? So can we get you a tattoo this week? No. All right. Well, just for the fun of it, I want people to drop in the comments if you make it to this far in the show. And if you do, thanks. But if you make it this far, drop in the comments what Josh should get tattooed.
I did get my hair dyed once. My parents wanted to tell me when that happened.
What color was it?
It was red.
Oh, boy.
Like this type of red, or?
Like a dark red. Yeah.
That's a wedding.
Oh, yeah, I do.
I was wearing a white hat. My sister looked at me while in the car and she's like, "Are you bleeding?"
All right, so we got the last horoscope here. Virgo, I thought that was interesting. I want to see what people say. But for Virgo, career goals, because you are a Virgo, right?
Yeah.
It's been a while. Career goals may have vaporized since Mercury turned retrograde on May 29th, but don't fall for the illusion. You're just getting warmed up, and when your fuzzy, ruling planet corrects course this Tuesday, you're in for a surprise windfall. It hasn't been easy or productive focusing on your goals since Mercury shifted into reverse in your career zone a few weeks ago. Maybe somebody was stringing you along, or perhaps you had all the right elements but got bound up in red tape. Either way, progress will resume on Tuesday and could take off at an accelerated clip. So to put that into normal speak, it seems like it's saying, like, if you've had a couple rough weeks, expect good things to happen this week. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see how that pans out.
Especially with what you were telling me before the show with your car problem.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so it does sound like you've had a rough couple weeks maybe then.
Yeah.
So hopefully there'll be good news to come this week.
Yeah. And our random astronomy fact?
Yeah, jumping real quick, we are already almost late, but just for tradition's sake, go ahead and pick out one of these for the bonus astronomy fact.
I need to.
Or wait, you don't have the sheet, do you?
No.
I'll throw one at you. Did you know that you have tiny meteorites in your hair?
What?
Yep, micrometeorites, tiny particles from space visible only through microscopes, are constantly raining down on Earth. Some fall on you whenever you go outdoors, but without the most advanced laboratory equipment and analysis, you can't detect them. They get lost in the great mass of pollen, smog, household dust, and dandruff, that's a nice thought, that resides on top of your head. So, don't take anything else from the show today. Remember that you have space dust in your head.
Yes. And also remember that he likes coffee, doesn't like tea.
Yeah. I don't like gray.
And she like lashes.
She like that. Well, here, before we get out of here, any last shout outs?
Under to the max, subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Yeah, please look me up on YouTube, Kramer Radio Productions, and that same screen name is Instagram, Twitter, and that's it. But look me up on YouTube.
And you can follow me on IG at She Likes Lashes and She Likes Voice.
All right.
Well, for me, because of my
I'm taking a trip to the end of next month.
yeah, I'll be out. For me, it's 2 weeks because I'll be out of town next week.
Is that a special day?
No,
or-
I'm just going. My family's going down to South Carolina for like 10 days or something.
Good.
Yeah, good discussion. And now you get to take a break from the riddle. But I have another one ready, armed and ready for when I come back.
Alright, guys. See you.
See you. I got those notes done so quick. I didn't get back there till 2:30. I had notes done, everything. We were only 4 minutes late.
I like how you said that. We were only 4 minutes.
I thought we were going to be a lot more late than that.
I like how you said that with the little arm pump. And we were only 4 minutes late.
I'm proud.